Alright everyone, welcome back for the weekly stream. Sorry I wasn't around for last week's stream. I was on vacation with the family. But let's get started with Bitcoin first. So, one second, let me make sure it's working and recording. Let me share it. 1 second. Okay, so starting with Bitcoin, I wanted to go over some indicators that I do like to use for higher time frame and trend and things like that. Um, First, wanted to go over the Bitcoin power law corridor. Um, just a high time frame. Really like this chart. We always bottom, and obviously, we've been struggling to get over this little resistance lines from green to red. Once we get over it, that's when the fireworks kind of start. Currently, the target for it is up at 415, 420K area. Not saying that's where we're going to go, but that's where it says it wants to go. The resistance line is currently around 110K, basically all-time highs. And then support is somewhere around 57K and growing. Well, this green support at the bottom line is at 40K and growing as well. But a good tool I like to use. Here we can look at it on regular candlesticks. The line takes out wicks, obviously, so can't tell. But look, every time, the low in 2015, COVID low, the recent bear market low, and then obviously we rolled over. Once we get back over, we should see some fireworks. We never got to all the way to the high up here, but we got close. Over here, we just kind of got into the region and failed, which we can easily do too. But once we get over it, that's where the fireworks start. So that was the first one I wanted to go through. Second one is the MA crossovers that I like to use, especially on daily time frame. We finally did get it down here when we were trading in the mid to low 80Ks, and obviously we have bounced since then. And worst case, I think if we were to pull back would be mid 80Ks, 86, 87K in my opinion, and we could still be bullish. Who knows if we get it or not? We'll do that when we actually do TA on it. And then the next is the yearly pivots. Let me actually, sorry, get rid of this. So as long as the yearly pivot is holding 80K, we are bullish. The yearly resistance, the next one is at, basically what it says is we hold 80K, and the next R1 is at 121.6K, and then R2, R3, R4, R5, all the way at 274.5K for the year. I like to take a look at this on the monthly chart, to be honest, because it's super high time frame. It's the yearly pivots, and you can see how the monthly we just wicked 3 times and held 80K really well on closes. So I would expect us to at least test this on a high time frame. As long as we don't close monthly candles under 80K, I would say we're going here next. If we were ever to lose it on high time frame 80K, support down here at 52K, which I don't think we get there unless something crazy happens, because trend high time frame is still bullish, and we'll look at that next. Is the Ichimoku cloud that we used for our overall trend. Weekly time frame on the cloud, and again we use the double settings as well, not the default cloud settings. As you can see, weekly is still holding bullish structure, bullish TK cross, bullish cloud, price over cloud, all that stuff. Daily, we actually got the bullish TK cross last week, which we mentioned, and then price got over the cloud and is now holding over the cloud as well. Next, what we would love to see is obviously a flip to green, and then to also get these TK lines over the cloud. So weekly looks bullish, daily looks bullish to neutral in my opinion, and then 4 hours is still looking bullish. Everything is super bullish. Like, this is what we want to see on daily, right? We want to see the price over the cloud, a green cloud, and these TK lines over the cloud as well. And you can see this is where we got that on 4 hours, and then we took off. And right now we retested the Kijun on 4 hours, and we're bouncing. Likely going to test this next, I would assume. Worst case, we were to fall back and test the cloud again. As long as 4 hour keeps holding this bullish TK cross, daily will catch up on the cloud flip. Probably requires another week or two, I would say. And also, something to keep in mind is FOMC is this week on Wednesday. Market is not expecting any cuts for this meeting. It is starting to anticipate a cut for the next meeting and the meeting after that over the summer, which I think is in June and August, or June, July, something like that. But yeah, FOMC this week likely probably is going to be a nothing burger, to be honest. Tariff and other stuff is moving the markets a lot more, in my opinion. But yeah, cloud again, weekly bullish, 4 hour bullish, daily is bullish to neutral in my opinion. So as soon as daily catches up, we'll have all 3 time frames looking good, and we should probably pop out and test the highs again. Now let's actually do TA. Here's our weekly chart. And again, as long as we're holding over 81.5K, this red line, on weekly closes, we are bullish. And these are our targets. As long as price is over this white line right here on daily, stay long on daily over this. Our target on daily time frame is right here at 113,848. And then this little pink line right here is the weekly, stay long over on weekly. So as long as price is over 89.9, this pink line, basically let's say 90K on weekly, we're looking at 136K plus next. So these are our 2 targets. Target on daily, a weekly daily, weekly, and these are the levels to stay over. If we are to retest them, either here to here, or even a little bit lower, test something like this and then go up, we'd be looking for longs if we get any of those. Let's look at the daily time frame on Bitcoin, because it's pretty clean in my opinion. Let me get rid of some of these indicators that we use. Don't need them right now. And have some lower time frame entries and things like that that we've done. We already hit our first target, which we called for at 95K, right? 95,298. We've already hit that. So as long as price is over 95,298, we want to go to 103 right here next, right? I don't know if we get there this week or not. Maybe we rebalance and test support first, which is somewhere down here. Anywhere down here. I would like to look for longs, 203, if we come here first versus going here next. And then next, I want to take a look at the 4 hour chart. 4 hour chart still looks bullish. Structure is still bullish. But this is where we're going to run into problems on 4 hour. This little green dotted line, 96,147. So let's see if we can stay over that. I would be super bullish on 4 hours if we can stay over this line. If not, we probably are going to rebalance lower, maybe into this green red support or something like this. And then super low time frame stuff. Let's take a look. We rejected exactly where we wanted to get over on 30-minute time frame, but we could not get over. So until price can get over this on 30-minute, lower time frame is actually bearish. And then let's do ETH. To be honest, ETH actually doesn't look that bad. I want to say ETH actually looks better on mid to low time frame than Bitcoin does. Here's our chart for ETH, right? As long as we're over this red line right here, we have no reason to be bearish on weekly time frame. We're likely going to go to 2.6k plus next if we hold over 1,767 on weekly closes. Pink line is where current resistance is at, so that's where we need to get under or get over. Worst case, we come back, retest, and then can go up, basically get a higher low as well. Daily time frame on Ethereum is probably one of the cleanest charts I have at the moment. I'm really looking for Ethereum to reclaim 1987.06 on daily close. Ideally, we get a pop over here and then a retrace and something like this. This would be a perfect scenario. Get to long support right down here, all the way up here. And again, if we do get to long down here, and once we reclaim here, this is where I would double down and take it to 27.17. Let's see what we get. Ethereum actually looks really good. It still hasn't hit this target of $1,987.06 yet. So as long as it's over 1764.39, that's our next target on daily time frame. And even on 4 hours, right? We have not seen our target hit yet of 1,881. So we're still at support. We do have some longs. We can still sweep, do other stuff. But I do not want a close underneath this yellow line. If we get a close underneath this yellow line on 4 hour closes on Ethereum, I am looking to short it down to here, around $1,638.16. That would be our target. Yeah, so Ethereum looks great on high time frame. If we get any pullbacks, I'm looking for longs on daily and 4 hour time frames. And then if we reclaim some levels, we basically take to look at double down and take to look at higher. I don't want to do high time frame on some of these alts because I think the 4 hour chart is probably the best one to look at. Maybe daily on some of them, but again, Solana is still holding this bullish level. As long as it's holding this bullish level, I have no reason to be bearish on it. I do not want it to get down to this green line. If we were to lose this, I would basically look to short it to down here. So Solana still looks good, over $143.36. As long as it stays over, it's going to 253.80 next. I would like to see a pullback, to be honest, but again, we don't have to get it. AVAX is actually looking like it wants to pull back to support right here. Ideally, what I'd be looking for is support to hold. If it holds and we get back over and reclaim over support, we look for longs to up here. However, I would love to really long down here if we were to get it, because this was our main target on 4 level. That was front run, $14.33. So if we were to get here somewhere, I would actually love to long it back up here. Aptos as well, it's looking to retrace down to this support. I actually don't really like Aptos at all at the moment. I would probably honestly not even touch this for a while. Mid to low to high time frame, everything kind of looks junky on Aptos. It's definitely bearish under $5.32 to down to new lows down here. So I'm not really looking to touch Aptos. Hey, if we get down here to one of these levels, a little bit, we'd love to look for longs, but Aptos is probably one I'm going to stay away from for at least this week and probably next. Not looking that great. AAVE still has not hit our target of $183.10. So let's see what we get. It's kind of just chopping around. I feel like it still wants to test up here. So once it tests up there, if it rejects, we can look to short it back down to support. Or if it gets over, stays over, we're looking for our next target up here. Ideally on AAVE, what we would love to see is this, and then we basically get some sort of a higher low somewhere where we'd love to long. TIA looks like absolute ass. It looks like it wants to make new lows. I would not touch TIA unless we can reclaim right here, $3.10 basically. It's looking like it wants to make new lows again. Been bearish on this one since 10 or so dollars, but yeah, more than that actually. But yeah, it's looking really bad. I would stay away from TIA as well. Aptos and TIA are a couple that I am going to stay away from. BERA is just fucked. Not even looking at BERA. I told everyone to exit around $8. It's under $3, somewhere around $3 now. Yeah, it's looking pretty ugly. SUI is actually looking great. One of the best looking charts actually. It still has not hit our target. Any dips on SUI would actually be great buys. If we get a retest of this LG level, we'd love to take a look at longs on SUI. Maybe chop around here for a little bit and then send them back up to our LG target. FARTCOIN actually did hit all of our upside targets, which was basically $1.17. We hit our short as well on it. Let's delete that. This is where our main support on 4 hours is, right here in green. If we actually do get some dips on FARTCOIN down here, I'm not saying we will because it would be a huge dip because it was one of the most bullish charts and made huge gains for the last few weeks. That would basically be a 60% retrace on FARTCOIN. Not saying it can't happen, but level to level, we would have to lose 93 cents basically to see 59 cents. Hype is one of the strongest coins. We have this LG to 22 plus dollars. Yeah, I think everything's just looking to retrace, to be honest. The one thing on hype is if we lose $18.91, it's really bearish to testing towards the new lows. Yeah, again, hype is still one of the strongest coins. Could easily just retrace down to support or down to this level around $19 and bounce back up. Popcat is actually another chart that looks really great to the upside. The main upside is right here, all the way to $1.46. However, we'd love to look for longs anywhere around here to up here on Popcat. So pretty much that's kind of it. Main thing I would really be paying attention to on Bitcoin, in my opinion, on Ethereum, in my opinion, is the daily chart. And I have this posted in Discord as well, and as well as wait, where did this chart go? Sorry. As well as on my Twitter handle. So if you guys need to refer to it, go for it. I'm really looking forward to trading ETH, either on dips or reclaims of this level. And again, would love for a reclaim up here and then a dip down here to long to 2.7k. And the reason I would say because the reason we want to pay attention to this ETH chart is that's when alts will perform, right? And most of us obviously are trading alts and shit coins. So if you want to see alts pump, what we want to see is ETH reclaim, get the dip, which will be a nice dip on all the alts as well. And then we rip it to here, and that's when alts will fly, right? So I'm paying attention to this. I have alerts for us to reclaim daily closes over $1,987.06 to $2,717. That's where we're going to make a crap ton of money longing alts. So probably the most important chart, at least for me. Anyways, I will include the link for Discord if anyone's interested in joining. It's also on my Twitter handle. Come join, come check it out. It's free. Come learn the LG system. In my opinion, it's probably the best trading system I've ever come across.